Hi everyone, I haven't done anything for a while and so I thought I would show you how I did something. I've been seeing around these cool bags that have cork on them and a pattern cut out that's really pretty, and so I thought, well, I'm going to figure out how I can do that because the thought of buying a design is beyond my capabilities, so I have to be able to create it myself. So I'm going to show you how you can take just an ordinary zipper bag pattern and design something using Perfect Embroidery Pro and your digital cutter to create this look that you see and on these bags with the cork fabric. So I have my Perfect Embroidery Pro open, and you can see that I have a bag pattern. Pretty much any bag pattern that you have will work, or you can digitize your own. This one is one that I digitized, but all you really need is a zipper bag pattern. So if you already have one, you may as well use that one. So here's my pattern, and what I need out of this pattern is the part of the bag that I'm going to use for the cork. So I just put the cork on the bottom part of the bag. So you can see over in my sequence view, I'm selecting that part. I'm just going to have that selected, and I'm going to go copy, open a new screen, and say paste. So now I know exactly how big I need to make the design to cut the cork. So now I'm going to use the artwork tools that I have in my PEP software, and the one that I did that I have the picture of, I used the diamonds, but you can do whatever you want and be as creative as you want. So I'm going to go up to the artwork tool and I'm going to choose the diamond. I'm going to just draw one really quickly and then go over, select it. I'm going to go over into my transform tool, and I'm going to make this one, I'm going to take off the maintain aspect ratio because I want the width to be 0.22, oops, 0.22, and the height to be 0.45. And I'm going to say, okay. So now I have one. Now I'm going to go, and this is where you kind of start playing. So I'm going to go up here, and we have this fun carousel tool that sometimes we forget we have. And I'm going to go in, I want this to be 1/2 inch by 1/2 inch. I want 4 repeats. I'm gonna make this, I think I need to make this 90 degrees. If you do it wrong, guess what? You just do it again. Okay, and I actually want those to be further apart, so let's try this at 1. Actually, maybe no. Maybe I do like this. I think I want it just a hair bigger. Let's see here. Let's try 0.6. So apply. Okay, I like that better. Okay, so now I have that one. I am going to go in and ungroup this because I want to copy and paste another single diamond. And I want to move that one to the front. And then I'm going to just go ahead and regroup that one again. So you can either draw a box around it, or what I did was I just held my shift key down and selected everything I wanted, and I hit the group key up here. Okay, so now I'm going to go back to the single one, and I'm going to go back into the carousel tool. I'm going to try making this 1 inch now. I'm going to do the same thing. I want 4 repeats. I'm going to say apply, and that's exactly what I want. So I didn't change the angle. I'm going to say okay. I'm going to rotate those, and you see by just rotating it one time, I have the design that I like. I love it. Okay, so you don't have to do yours exactly like mine, obviously, but that's how I did this particular one. I'm going to group that because I always like to group things if I'm working with it, just because they like to get separated when you're moving things around. So now I'm going to go and use another tool that is really cool in our Perfect Embroidery Pro, but the first thing I'm going to do is I want to get an idea. So I'm selecting that box, remember that's the bottom of our bag. I want to just go in, so that's 7.5 by 7.5. So I know right now that I need to make my cut file kind of similar to that, but I want a little bit of a border around it for my seam allowances and things like that. So I'm going to go up into my repeat tool now, and you can see that I have this really cool repeat pattern, and down here at the final size, that's showing me how big this is going to be. So that's where we want it, and I'm going to say, since it's a 7.5 by 7.5, I want this final size to be somewhere in the 7-inch range. So you just start playing. I'm going to do 5 here, and then I want to put some distance. So let's just try, we'll put 0.5 in, see what happens. And that makes it a little bit bigger than I want. So let's go and put 0.4 in. Oops. How about a 4, not a 7? And say apply. And 6.84. That will work. That will be perfect. And that will be pretty. So let's say okay. And I'm going to group all those. See, they came in all selected, so I can just group it. Now I can select all items, and I'm going to just center them together so I know that's going to actually be perfect. Okay, so now I'm going to select this. Now this stuff that I've been working with, these diamonds that I've made this little design with, this is artwork. This is not stitches. So that's where I can go in to File. I am going to export artwork, and look at here, it's going to save it as a scalable vector graphic. That's an SVG. If I needed to save it, depending on what kind of cutter I have a Janome and I also have a Cameo, so those will both read the SVG. But if you have a Brother, you could do the FCM. It just depends on what file your cutter reads. So you would decide which one of those, and then I would save you know, my bag design. You can name it whatever you want, and say save. And now I would go in and open up my cutter software, whatever you use for your cutter, open that design and send it to the cutter, and that's all there is to it. That's how simple it is. But that's a great way, because my cutting software is not that user-friendly, and my Perfect Embroidery Pro is super user-friendly. And the cool thing is I was able to bring in that the piece of the bag that I wanted to fit it in from my embroidery file, and just fit it right in there. I used my artwork tools, I used my carousel tool and my repeat tool, all of my fun tools that I have that sometimes we forget about. So I hope that that helps you, and it also showed you some of the great features in your Perfect Embroidery Pro. And if you have any questions, just let me know. You can post them on the Facebook or on the YouTube. And thanks for watching. Bye.